Hello, everybody. This is totally new to me. I am Pam Barnhill, and hopefully if you're seeing this video, you kind of know I'm Pam Barnhill because you are on my Facebook page, I'm guessing. This is new to me. My kids would call me a noob at this, and I would have to totally agree. It's completely new technology, but we are going to be trying it out here today. Okay, so people are joining. Yay! Hey, Dawn, how are you? It's so good to see you over here. Okay, so the numbers are climbing a little bit. Hey, Sarah McKenzie, how are you? Okay, good. I'm glad you got my message because I was afraid you weren't going to. Okay, so I'm just going to let people come on. I am going to take just a minute and tell you who I am. Hi, Latoya Edwards. Hello, Stephanie from Knoxville and Rachel. Okay, this is fun because your real names actually pop up here and I can see who you are. Hey, Jamie. Okay, I am Pam Barnhill. I have two podcasts. I have the Your Morning Basket podcast. I miss you too. And I also have the Homeschool Snapshots podcast, and they're all about homeschooling. I get to interview homeschooling moms and homeschool experts, and we talk about things like morning time and different things that they do in their homeschool, and it's just a lot of fun. Hi, Christina. Oh, guys, I'm so loving that your names, your actual names, are up here. So that's fabulous. But I wanted to come here today and talk to you guys a little bit about all the fun I had at the homeschool convention this past weekend. I went, and a couple of the ladies who are on here were actually there with me, so this is a lot of fun. I went to the Great Homeschool Convention in Greenville, South Carolina. Where did I go? Because it was a blur. I went to the Great Homeschool Convention in Greenville, South Carolina, and actually I have been going to this homeschool convention for 5 of the last 6 years. So this is definitely a place, hey Jennifer Dow, that feeds my soul. It really does, to get to go to the homeschool convention. And so it's something I love to do. I realize it can be kind of overwhelming for some people, so I want to talk a little bit about that too. And Great Homeschool Convention, we're just getting into convention season right now. Great Homeschool Convention has conventions coming up in Fort Worth next weekend, a couple of weekends after that in Cincinnati, Ohio, and then I think it's in June, right, Sarah? They will be in Ontario, California, with a convention. And then I know that gearing into convention season, there are some other conventions that are coming up as well. Christina, I hope you can go next year. And yes, Dawn Garrett goes to Cincinnati every year. I know Colleen Kessler and Diana Kennedy are friends of mine who go to Cincinnati. And then my friend Sarah is going to be speaking at all of these conventions. So it's a lot of fun. I just love to go. But I do want to give you some tips. If you're heading off to the homeschool convention, from somebody who's done it for a few years, I want you to think about a few things before you go. So I think one of the most overwhelming things about going to the homeschool convention is walking into the vendor hall for the very first time. And you know what's so lovely about it is their homeschool conventions scare you or vendor hall scare you, Valerie? Which one? I've heard that the one in Cincinnati is like 3 times the size at the one in Greenville. So that's something to think about. If you always go to Cincinnati and you maybe live on the Greenville side, maybe you go to Greenville instead and it's a little bit smaller. Oh no, don't let the convention scare you. It's a lot of fun. But I do think it helps to walk into the convention hall with 2 things. I think you should have a budget in mind. And like, this is my budget. This is how much money that I'm willing to let myself spend before I go into the vendor hall. And then the second thing is to have a list in mind of what it is you want to buy. So a lot of times I go there and I pick up my Matthew C. for the coming year. I pick up my Memoria Press for the coming year, my Latin from Classical Academic Press, my IEW materials. I know exactly what it is that I'm looking for when I go in there. And the great thing is so many of the vendors have gotten really smart, and you go into their booth and you make a purchase and they ship it to your home. So they give you a little discount for buying at the convention. Sometimes it's a big discount. Classical Academic Press had a 20% discount, which was great. And you make your purchase there, and they ship it straight to your house. So you don't even have to carry it around. So that's really good. And then also having a list in hand when you go. I think it keeps you from getting too far off track. So those are two things that I would really suggest. And then also the convention offers an opportunity for you to print out the speaker list ahead of time. And I think that's really important too, is go ahead and decide on which of the speakers you're going to see before you get there. Doesn't mean you can't change your mind, but I think it's good to have a plan. So I don't even go by the list anymore because I know who I want to see. Hello, Julie. She was also in Greenville this weekend. Yes, Memoria Press gives lovely bags. I've been using mine for like 3 years now that I got at an old convention. So, I don't have to mark the speaker list quite so much anymore because I know who I will see. But you can always change your mind later. Have a plan going in. So that's my first thing. Okay, here's the second thing I'm going to tell you. Go ahead and make a commitment to yourself that you are just going to walk past most of what is in the vendor hall. This is what I do every year. I don't even think there were corners of the vendor hall I made it to this year. I kind of know what my homeschool vision is, and I talk about this in my Plan Your Year. I know what my vision is before I go in, and if there are things that don't match up with my homeschool vision, I don't even bother stopping by the booth. I smile and wave as I walk by. I'm really friendly with all the vendors who are there, but I don't feel any compulsion to stop in their booth if it's not something that lines up with my homeschool vision. So review your homeschool vision before you go to the homeschool conference and make sure that as you're there, the things that you are buying and the things that you are doing line up with that vision. I actually have a webinar that will help you with this, and I believe it's edsnapshots.com/vision, and it's all about creating a vision and some goals for your homeschool. And so they're just places that I know won't match up with my vision, and I don't even bother to stop. I'm sure they're really nice people, but I don't even bother to stop. So I make that commitment before going that, about half of the booths I'm not even going to walk into. So vision, that's another one. Okay, but on the other hand, I really think you should talk to the curriculum providers and get to know them. They really want to talk to you. Please do not be afraid to walk up to Sarah McKenzie or Andrew Pudawa or Mr. Kern or Mr. Demi or anybody like that and talk to them. Latoya, thank you so much for dropping that link there. Have a conversation with them. They really do want to talk to you. That is why they are there. And they are very happy to give advice. They're very happy to give you personalized custom advice on their curriculum and how it can work for your family. And honestly, they really want it to be a good fit for your family. Most of the curriculum providers I know and I talk to, she's totally human. Go ahead, say hello to her. But most of the curriculum providers I know want more than anything for you to be successful with their curriculum, because it is only by you being successful with their curriculum that you will come back and use another level, tell your friends about it, and encourage other people to use their curriculum too. They want you to be successful. And so, spend a little time with them and talk to them. They're wonderful people. Just lovely people. And so be sure to do that. Don't be afraid to go up and say hello or to chat with anybody, please. Okay, so my next tip is being open to something new. Now, I know I've told you, know what your vision is, and yes, Valerie, you really should. Know what your vision is and have your list before you go, but I'm going to tell you a story. So I was there with my good friend Jessica, who teaches science at our School A group here in town. And we totally had set in our head that we were going to use the elementary apologia with kind of our 4th through 7th, well, we don't even have 7th graders, so it's 4th through 6th graders next year. And we were going to use that for science. And we were already, it was on both of our lists. We're going to buy the books, we're going to buy the notebooks. I think we were going to be using flying creatures or something like that. We know it's an excellent curriculum. But we got in there and she struck up a conversation with Jay Weil and saw his new elementary science curriculum. I'm not getting paid to say this, though I might need to contact him. And it looked really good. Hey, Brandy Vinsel, this is nice to have you on here. But she struck up a conversation with him and was really impressed with his curriculum and how it was laid out, and had a really good chat with him. So we got on the cell phone and called the other girl who helps teach science and convinced her, said, hey, can we just bring this home for you to look at? We can always sell it again later if it doesn't fit. So we were willing to change our mind because we did see something that looked really great. And so do be open for something new if you think it would fit. So I will throw that one out there. Okay, the next one I'm going to give you is advice that I totally did not follow this weekend. You can ask Sarah McKenzie. And that is pace yourself. Get enough sleep at night, drink enough water during the day, take advantage of the curriculum providers who are have the little couches and seating areas for you to sit in. Don't feel like you have to attend every single talk. Choose the talks that line up most with your vision and attend those, and sit out a couple and just rest and relax. Yes, you must wear comfy shoes. Be sure to have a bottle of water. I'm not going to say anything about the prices of water at conventions. Nope, just not going to say it. You will pay a premium for it there. But go ahead and pace yourself. And because, yeah, I know. Yeah, we didn't sleep much at night. It was bad. It was fun. I'm still recovering. We're doing spring break this week. I'm going to get to that in a minute too. Okay, so while you're pacing yourself, okay, still trying to figure out when you will eat. Yes, bring snacks. Yes, bring water. But take time to go eat, and this is why. So my next tip for you is to connect with others. If people are in the same sessions you are, that means that they probably have similar visions that you do. They have similar goals in their homeschool. They like a lot of the same people as you. And you need to connect with those people. If you start seeing faces, I would just love you guys to walk up to each other and not be afraid and just say, Pam Barnhill told me to do this. And they're going to be like, Pam who? But walk up to each other and strike up conversations with each other. Talk to each other. You know, connect with each other. I think that's one of the wonderful things about homeschool conventions. And a lot of times these days, I know, Dawn, it's so hard. I talked to so many people who were strangers this weekend, but now they're friends, so it's great. But connect with some of these people and talk with some of these people. Sit down at the same table with them to have lunch. And just strike up a conversation with each other, because it is the connections that you make with real life people at these places that, you know, friendships build out of them. So I think that that's something that's really important for you to do. But I totally get you on the talking to strangers thing, really. Okay, and then finally, when you get back from the convention, I just want you to go ahead and get this in your mind going into it. Yes, community was the best part this year. I learned so much more from the people who were around me. It was just fabulous. So, okay. Know that when you leave for the homeschool convention, and you're going to be super excited, you're going to be super psyched up, you're going to be all ready to conquer the homeschooling world when you get home, you probably need to take a day or two off. So just go ahead and plan this in your calendar, that the Monday after you get back from the convention is not the day to implement every new thing you bought or learned, no matter how excited you are, because you're going to need a couple days to recover. A lot of us travel to these conventions, and so I planned my spring break from last Wednesday, and it's officially supposed to end today, and I'm still really tired. I might take another day or two. The weather's lovely here, so I might just take another day or two. But go ahead and give yourself at least a day off from your homeschool after you get back, get everything unpacked, rest a little more, kind of sort out your stuff. Yes, Dawn, I was texting Dawn at 6 o'clock yesterday morning about the convention. So it was a lot of fun. But go ahead and give yourself a couple of days off. Hi, Jennifer Garcia. How are you? After the convention to rest up a little bit. So those are my tips. And then I've seen some really great tips scrolling along here at the bottom about what to do for the homeschool convention. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer any questions for you. That was the worst part, Dawn, was the whole time change thing. That was horrible. I hope next year GHC does it like at a totally different weekend other than the time change weekend. That was bad. So, all right, I'm waiting. I don't know if there's a delay or not. Oh, and look, I can like your comments too. Oh, very good. That's awesome. And now it's either lagging. Yes, next year we should all come to Cincinnati. Okay, yes, you're going to Cincinnati. Any sessions that are must-see? Well, I tend to lean classical, so I'm going to give you some classical ones. And then Christy is asking, do they sell food in the convention center? Christy, let us know which one you are going to, which convention center you're going to, and we'll try to see. I know the one in Greenville they do. And then I've heard the one in Cincinnati that you're like within walking distance of a lot of food places. Okay, so yes, Jennifer Dow is tossing up the ones we should go see. Andrew Kern did a great one on classical versus progressive education that has had my brain spinning ever since then. I'm constantly thinking about fragmentation. Sarah McKenzie's talks are not to be missed. I will say, I'm going to say this right here and now, that if you are deciding if you're going to go to one of those, or if you're deciding which one of those you have to miss in order to see somebody else, do not miss All Jazzed Up. Right, Sarah? Are we keeping it All Jazzed Up? We're leaving the name there? That one is not to be missed. But tell me, Sarah, if the name of that one is changing. I saw 2 out of her 3 talks, and that one was, they were both fabulous, but that one definitely did, it really spoke to me. And then I really love the one with Martin Cothran on worldview. That one was very, very good. And Dr. Perrin's one on play. And then I did not make it to the S.D. Smith talk because somebody filled his room up. But his room was absolutely full. So I skipped that one and got the CDs, and we listened to it on the way home in the car, and his talk was on story, and it was really, really good. No, Dawn, it's not the same one. It's totally not the same one. It was a different one. It was really good. But the S.D. Smith talk was really good. He's not going to be in Fort Worth. He is going to be in Cincinnati. He might not be in California. So that one, we'll just have to listen for that. But that was a very good talk as well. I'm trying to think of what else we listened to that was really good. But will the fire marshal kick anyone out? I hope not. I hope not. Sometimes they do the whole standing room only thing, and I think it's okay. And this is another tip for you. Go ahead and buy the CDs. You know, while you're there, see the talks, see the people that you want to see live. But if it's anything you think you might want to hear again, or you just can't make it to, go ahead and get the CD and bring it home with you. We listened to 3 more talks on the way home. Who were you just talking about? Was it S.D. Smith? He's the author of The Green Ember, or it might have been Sarah McKenzie. Buy the CDs and mail them to you. Well, you know, after I get done with them. I don't know. I don't know that that's legit. All right. Cincinnati. Dawn is telling us Cincinnati is bossy about strollers and standing room. So keep that in mind. Also, there's a 30-minute break in between sessions. This is how it is at Greenville. I'm assuming that it's this way at other places. Who might not be at California? That would be S.D. Smith. I think the jury's still out on whether or not he's going to California or not. But there's 30 minutes in between the sessions. So go ahead, after you leave one session, go ahead and make it a point to get to your next one, put your things down, you know, and then you can take turns running out to the restroom, filling your water bottles. And while you're sitting there, that's that great opportunity to chat and network with the other homeschool moms who are sitting around you. So, yes, exactly. All right then. Well, I hope that answered all of your questions about the homeschool convention. I cannot recommend it enough. It's a lot of fun. Don't be stressed out or overwhelmed by it. Go in with a plan. Know what your vision is. edsnapshots.com/vision so you don't get sidetracked by the unnecessary. And enjoy yourself, because that's what it's there for, is to have a lot of fun. So, oh, you like it? I like it better than Periscope too. So I may have to stop being lazy and actually get up and brush my hair and put on some makeup, and we'll do some more of these. That would be a lot of fun, Stephanie, so thank you. All right, ladies, I will see you later.